The bedroom. A mundane environment where life holds laughter, arguments, love, and growth. As you grow throughout life, so does your room and what it looks like. It resembles your personality. It is almost your psyche. Your bedroom becomes a space where you live. Your bedroom becomes a place where you lie and look at the ceiling. It's a place where you look at your world and experience your world, meaning it is your personal sanctuary. I will be exploring the depiction of girls in coming-of-age films and how their bedrooms are represented through the mise-en-scene. The visual exploration of lighting, camera operation, decor, props, and costume, as well as exploring the stereotypes that have been surrounding gender throughout film. The case studies I'll be looking at include Lady Bird, The Virgin Suicides, Pretty in Pink, and Jennifer's Body, and a comparison of male bedrooms versus female bedrooms will be undertaken to establish how they differ. Throughout time, there has been a large disparity on the approach of how girls are represented compared to boys in films. This is mainly through things like their appearance and attitude and hobbies, whereas boys are more often than not represented on their strength, resilience, and maturity. This thesis implies that society has associated a stereotypical role with a specific gender. Lady Bird, directed by Greta Gerwig, follows a teenage girl who goes by the name of Lady Bird. The film shows her life in Sacramento, where she is on her journey of self-discovery, navigating teenhood, rebelling, boys, and wanting to be heard and understood. Lady Bird, the character, is represented as an angsty teenager, often impulsive, defiant and fast thinking, but yet has a love for the colour pink. One scene, Lady Bird purposely falls out of the car and breaks her arm during an argument with her mum, an act of defiance or a call for attention. This mother and daughter relationship is a fundamental connection that carries throughout the film. We see this relationship in the first time we see Lady Bird's room, where her mother is complaining about the disorganisation and mess of her room, a subtle detail all mothers and daughters can relate to. There's a sense of care for Marion that she holds towards the house, but mostly for Lady Bird's bedroom. There's a concept that the body is the house and the house is the soul. For Marion, Lady Bird's bedroom is the womb of the house, as it holds a time capsule of Lady Bird's childhood to the present day. This can be evidenced through what is displayed in Lady Bird's bedroom, her pink bedroom walls, the multiple posters, colourful stickers, and teddy bears. Production designer Chris Jones articulated they wanted the bedroom, most importantly, to show the layers of history that Lady Bird already had, and we wanted the bedroom to feel like it was also in that transition and growing from something younger to something older. Every re-entering into a bedroom for the watcher is a result of a different experience for the characters. In regard to Lady Bird, she uses her bedroom as an escape, away from her family, and to step into her creative world. Greta's focus was to capture the way teens act, think, and live, but making it as natural and authentic without glamorizing it like Hollywood film. Gerwig said in an interview, "I wanted everything to look like a still photograph. Additionally, I wanted the film to look like a memory." When it comes to coming-of-age films, there is a repeated use of pastel and dreamlike colour grades, amplifying the memory aesthetic that Greta was looking for. This is repeatedly seen through another female creator and director, Sofia Coppola, exploring post-feminism and girlhood. In her coming-of-age adaptation of The Virgin Suicides, it consistently accentuates a soft colour palette with a dreamlike glow. The story focuses on the 5 Lisbon sisters struggling with navigating age, relationships, and family. The film centres itself around the house, more so the girls' shared bedrooms and school. The juxtaposition between the harrowing story and the pastel pink colours that surround their bedroom project a rose-tinted glass effect. Although if we were to look at the colour grading, the girl's bedroom has a cold blue toned filter, increasing the feeling of staleness and emotional grief, whereas outside scenes consist of a warm, calming yellow tint. One aspect of Lady Bird's character's appearance that stands out throughout the film is the motif of the colour pink, symbolising youth, innocence, and the idea of being delicate. This is seen through her bedroom, more specifically her walls, the pink arm cast, and continues through into her wardrobe, but boldly through the dresses she wears. The colour pink has been associated with girls since the idea was made in the 1950s, and still to this day is present in upbringing, creating an invisible separation between the sexes, and how this is avoidant to get away from the stereotypical boxes society has created. An example that carries this motif is Pretty in Pink, a romance comedy of a teenager figuring herself out, repeatedly using the colour pink. This is in some ways the main character's personality trait. Pink appears everywhere and in everything, even the title. In her bedroom, there's the same repeated items that appear in Lady Bird's: pink walls, lace fabrics, items of clothing hanging up, posters on the walls. As well as colour having a specific designated gender, this can also be seen through personal items, for example, a purse being associated with a woman and a wallet being associated with men. disregarding they objectively do the same thing. This is evidenced in Lady Bird when the Watcher is introduced to Kyle's bedroom, through the visible difference in items compared to Lady Bird's room. Kyle's consists of books, CDs, noticeable plain walls, with a couple of posters to which are mostly plain. Perhaps this was a stylistic choice made by Gerwig to symbolise Kyle's lack of relevance in Lady Bird's life, and or the showing of how little personality and common interests both these characters have for one another, other than Kyle being the cliche outsider type boy, fleeting love romance. Although, for Lady Bird, Kyle is supposed to appear to her as much of a symbol of the cultured outside world that she craves to be a part of. Women have always been tied to the house for many years and have been expected to create a life centering the home. Although this is not practiced in film anymore, there are still factors that can link to this patriarchal social norm. You could agree, considering the history of the relationship the genders have with the home, that being the man moves, the woman remains home, in essence she is the home. Women have had to build a codependent relationship with the home and see it as more than just an architectural space, and in doing so have had to make it their own utopia. This is why, as we have seen through Lady Bird and Kyle's bedroom, they mean a significant difference in expression and mindset, which is seen through the decor and the relationship they have with them. If we were to apply these constructs to a subgenre in coming-of-age films, would we see a difference in the bedroom aesthetic? Jennifer's Body, the thriller, follows the relationship of two friends, both slightly different in appearance and archetypes. Neely as the nerdy and softer one, and Jennifer as the sexualized cheerleader with a popular status. If I were to compare the rooms, the subtle detail of having photo frames of Neely and her boyfriend compared to Jennifer having photo frames of herself speaks about each of their characters. Jennifer shows a constant emotion of vanity by looking at herself any chance she can get, at school but mostly in her room. Her appearance seems to be heavily important to her, almost an obsessive tendency which she displays in her bedroom. She is able to express these thoughts by constantly evaluating herself in the mirror. Needy's bedroom is a communal, intimate space for sexual desire and relationship. And lastly, Kip's bedroom has wooden walls expressing a man cave feeling, and a darts board hangs on the walls amongst a few posters, and on his shelving unit a toy car, giving his room a stereotypical look for a man, similar to Kyle's bedroom in Lady Bird. After analysing and comparing coming-of-age girl bedrooms and how they are represented, one can see a noticeable pattern within the mise-en-scene with girl bedrooms, through the constant use of delicate personal items, bright colours, including the motif of the colour pink, stuffed toys, posters, floral prints, and items of clothing. There is a difference between how girls' and boys' rooms are portrayed, and they reinforce traditional stereotypes that have built up over time. It is evident that bedrooms provide a vehicle for self-expression by using decor and interior design, but also through what is being done in the room and why they gravitate towards the bedroom, not just for relaxation. Jennifer's Body, it is for ego reinforcement, and for Needy it is security and intimacy. And for the Lisbon sisters, it is a colourful self-imprisonment by their parents and protecting them from the outside world. One could conclude bedrooms being represented by reinforcing traditional stereotypes in the world where women are coming of age. In essence, there has been a misinterpretation of girls in these films. In the case of girls aren't all pink and floral, or their characteristics contradict their room's aesthetic, as they are in the stage of growing into themselves and using their voices. The bedroom's aesthetics are the result of the society's social norms that have been put in place without fully realising. Due to the history of cinema and the patriarchy, it might be considered difficult to steer away from the stereotypes of how a girl should be represented due to the traditional male-focused views being ingrained into society through film and television.